I've always been known as that party starter, the turn-up king. And I ain't gonna lie, your boy, I'm a whole vibe out here. And because of that, I've been able to create connections and maintain friendships with some dope people. The barbershop has always been a place where entertaining and educational dialogue takes place. I've been a part of some epic conversations and some full-blown arguments in the shop. So I figured, why not bring some of those conversations to life? So in the words of the legendary Snoop, give me the microphone first, because this is nothing but an thang. Brother, man, what's good, fool?
What's happening?
Welcome back home, dog.
I know it's been a minute.
It's been a minute. When last time you here?
Woo! When was the last time I was here? Probably sometimes in May, maybe. I don't know.
It was before COVID.
Nah, I came back to see Mom Dukes. Actually, you know what? I think last time I came was in February, right after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Same time.
Right.
Same time.
So about a year.
About a year.
Dang, man.
I think, yeah. Something like
What has much changed since you've been back to the crib?
Nah, Clay County still looking like Clay County.
Yeah, but have you been to in Green Cove and all of that?
Nah, I didn't ride through Green Cove, but I mean, you see different stores popping up, but at the same breath too, you see a lot of stores shut down too. Like that's what's really apparent to me is just how Sears is shut down,
right.
and you know what I'm saying, little things like
Was
that.
that
It's in the mall.
Oh, it's inside.
Yeah.
But the building actually.
The building's just standing there.
You're right. I was like, bro, I don't know what you're talking about. That place isn't there.
Yeah.
Man, so for those who don't know, this is probably one of my favorite people in the world. Mentor, financial aid advisor, all of that, man, my bro, and we're going to talk about a little bit football, it's a sports-based show, but
for sure.
Just want to talk a little bit more because our conversations are a little bit different.
We rarely really talk ball.
Right, exactly. We're goofing off, but a lot of like what I really kind of want to get into is what you doing now? Life after football, 4 years removed.
Man, it's crazy. 3 years removed. Don't push it too fast.
3?
It's my third season that just went by.
Yeah.
But man, I'm doing a little bit of everything, bro. So, I mean, it's a lot of for me, the best thing I did was I was okay trying new things. You know what I'm saying? As a football player, as an athlete, you're so consumed with that sport, and that's really what you need all that time and sacrifice in a sense to be great at it. Because it's a short span. I was blessed to play the 10 seasons, but guys ain't making it past 2, so you gotta be on top of your game every year. Every single year, I had somebody get drafted at my position. So, I was so focused on that. So after football, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna try a lot of different things, right? So started off doing media, had my own radio show in Seattle for about a year and a half, which was probably the best thing that could have happened to me because being able to, I wasn't never the media darling when I played. I wasn't always in front of the cameras or anything like that. So just being able to, paint my thoughts, it made it a lot easier. And also, it helps me in the boardrooms. It helps me when I'm in business meetings because now I can get straight to it and I can, I'm not timid on how to speak to people. You know what I mean? So, but to answer your question, man, I do a little bit of media. Just came back from the Super Bowl, calling the game.
My dog went 0-16. We were just talking about this the other night, though. You were 0-16.
Yeah.
Played in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Now my dog called the Super Bowl.
Called the Super Bowl, bro. It's crazy, man, because if you really went from the field to the doggone camera, but I wouldn't, not in a million years would I ever thought I'd be doing media, let alone calling the dang on Super Bowl.
And I ain't no cap, you're pretty good at it though, for real.
I appreciate that. I done came a long way. You know how I was. I used to be nervous in front of the camera.
Trash.
I'm talking about back sweating, down the middle of my back sweating. I'm so nervous trying to talk to these anchors and stuff. But it's been a good transition so far though.
Something that I was thinking about the other day, bro, is how people used to be afraid to approach you. Because
they still are though.
Because you were mean and an asshole. But we were just talking the other day, whenever you made it to Seattle, you were you were the middleman. You calmed everybody down.
Exactly.
So how can this person that everybody say is me? Because I saw both sides.
I mean, I get why people thought I was an asshole. I was mean was because I didn't speak to everybody.
Right.
But that's a common trait. But
right.
I think I showed it on my face more so. So I could walk into a room and dap the people up that I know,
And don't even speak to the person.
And like, but if I don't know you, I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? So even in school, when I first got to Purdue, like it was like, you know, I hung out with a few of the Florida boys or whatever. But outside of that, I kept to myself. So everybody's like, "Oh, he think he too good. Like he better than us." I'm like, I ain't even starting yet. Like I don't think none of that. I just don't know you. I'm just trying to peep game. I don't just walk up to people and just be. You know what I mean? So I used to get that all the time, all the way from junior high all the way through really shit. Now people be like, "You think you better than us?" Like it ain't that I think I'm better than you.
Oh, you still getting it?
I mean, not as much, but when I played for show, it was just more because I kept to myself.
Now you mentioned Purdue, and we talk about this all the time. But you said this the other day. Those 3 years at Purdue,
best 3 years of my life.
3.5 years or whatever it was.
Best.
And even not even on the football level.
Bruh, everything. Like that's where that's where I grew up. Like that's where I became a man. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like you go to school as a kid, you leave as a man, and going in the backwoods of Indiana, cornfields, bro. I remember taking my trip to Purdue, and I was like, first visit to any school, and they picked me up from the airport.
That was your first visit?
Yeah, picked me up from the airport, and we ride 45 minutes from Indianapolis, bro, and all I see is cornfields. I'm like, ain't no way in hell I'm going to school out here. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, ain't no way. And then you pull up on campus, it's cracking. You know what I'm saying? But like I wasn't really into the partying at the time. I wasn't drinking. Like I wasn't into none of that stuff. So I'm like, okay, that stuff is cool, but it don't pertain to me. You know what I'm saying? Because that ain't my lifestyle. But when I got to Purdue, bro, it just taught me so much as far as for like just being responsible. You know what I'm saying? One of my best friends, Fade, he's like, bro, from the very first day you got to Purdue, you was about your business. And I'm like, what you mean? He was like, bro, because you wasn't into the partying. You wasn't into the drinking, like especially, you know, freshman year. Right. My roommate, Thursday to Sunday, turned up. I'm in the doggone dorm room doing homework because I got class. They redshirt, I didn't redshirt. You know what I'm saying? So I'm focused on football. I'm focused on the classrooms, and everybody else turned up. You know what I'm saying? So it was just, it's just where I grew up. You know what I'm saying? And it taught me so much, and I still. A lot of things that I learned at Purdue from like time management or being able to like walk into a space, not know anybody, but come together with somebody for one common goal. Think about it, you go to college, bro. Everybody those are the best athletes from wherever they from. Yeah. And like the same codes we live by in Duval and not like people in Philly or people in Connecticut, brothers, they might not live by them same codes. So they might think. You know, calling people out in front of girls is dope. You know what I'm saying? Right. I smack your wife. You know what I'm saying? So like that's where I learned that everybody's different, but I can come together and still work with you, even though I don't fool with you like that.
2 questions. Why did you pick Purdue? And off the top of your head right now, what's the most important thing that you probably learned?
I'll go with the second first. First thing is time management. Like
we talk about it all the time.
Because I feel like I hate when people late when I got a meeting with them, and I hate being late to people meetings because I don't like that feeling. Like I feel like you disrespect my time. We only get the one thing we don't have a control on is our time. Right. Like that's the most valuable thing we got. So if you can't respect my time and be on time, like I got a problem with it. Because I'm gonna respect yours and try to be on time.
I remember being late to pick you up from the air. Oh my gosh!
Well, if you want to get on my bad side, leave me at the airport, bruh. I don't care. You talking about you 10 minutes away? I will Uber home, just so we both can feel some kind of way.
Right. I hate.
I'm telling you, bro. I will pull up. That's the worst thing you can do to me is keep me at the airport, bro.
And why Purdue?
One, it was one of the first schools that offered me. So I when we were getting recruited, it was crazy when I listened to like some of the guys talk about why they went to whatever school, like. I know guys that went to certain school because they wore Nike or Adidas because their jerseys, and it wasn't none of that for me. It was when I broke it down. Out of all the schools that offered me, I knew wherever I went, I didn't want a red shirt. So I wanted to go to a space where I knew I was gonna play to some degree. So the year before I went to Purdue, 9 guys off their defense got drafted, and so I said, push come to shove, I got to compete with a second string guy. I like my odds, you know what I'm saying? I like because I ain't got to go up against a senior, you know what I'm saying? Right. Or I'm second string and I still get to dress, you know what I'm saying? So that was one of the reasons. Second is the education piece because Purdue is, I went in as electrical engineer.
Right.
And that got nipped in the bud within like the first month though. But like I like the thought of, hey, I could be an engineer. You know what I'm saying? And then the last thing was the coach that was recruiting me was gonna actually be my coach.
Right.
Because a lot of times, you know, the position coach can't necessarily, he can't go everywhere. So typically, you know, they assign, hey, the special teams coach is gonna get Florida, North Florida, and then the wide receiver coach is gonna get South Florida. Well, the coach that was recruiting me was the linebackers coach. So at least I knew I was talking to the man that was gonna be coaching me.
Right.
Like if it was a special teams coach or the wide receiver coach, like you just recruiting me. I'm not. It's not even about what you know. It's like you got to tell 3 other people what you feel about this guy.
Yeah.
It's coming directly. It's coming directly from that. So Coach Spack was who was recruiting me. So I was like, all right, push come to shove. He done talked to, like I hope he not lying to my parents. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that was that made the most sense at that time. And I was 17 making them type of decisions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like just that's how I processed it.
And we say this all the time, bro. There's so many stories that we have that we can tell. So you're probably gonna have to come on this thing more than one time. So
for sure.
So fast forward, you go 0-16, then you go to Seattle. Then you meet somebody who's probably your closest friend in the NFL, Michael Bennett.
Oh yeah, that's my guy.
Why are y'all so close? Like how did that happen, bro?
Yin and yang. You know what I'm saying? Opposites attract, I guess, in a sense. So reason me and Mike B got so tight was because we both was dealing with the same stuff Super Bowl year. We both was top players coming in, you know, going into free agency.
He got to Seattle first, or you signed?
Nah, I signed first. He signed the day after me.
Okay.
So I was the #1 defensive player in free agency. He was the #2 defensive player.
And you bet it on yourself, my dog.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to take that risk.
We'll get into that.
So he was. So we both came into the same situation. We both was like, all right, we coming. We starters. We got sacks. We got numbers. We're playing 80% of the snaps. All this stuff. We go to Seattle. They're like, hey guys, y'all not gonna start. And honestly, I didn't understand this, but an old head told me this, not an old head, but an old coach told me this like my first or second year. He was like, if you really want to get to a player, you don't get to him by finding them or take their playing time away. Like, that's how you get to him. I was like, I didn't understand that time because I was broke, so whatever. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But when I got to Seattle, like I went from playing 75, 80% of the snaps to like 45% of the snaps. And I wasn't starting. I didn't get to come out the tunnel. Like you get energy from coming out that tunnel, right? So both of us was dealing with that because he was going through the same thing and Chris Clemens was the starter. You know what I'm saying? So we both was just like, man, did we make the right decision coming here? Like we wasn't even thinking about winning and losing. We was coming from losing teams anyways. So he was coming from Tampa, I was coming from Detroit. So it was like, so I'm like, man, did we make the right decision coming here? You know what I'm saying? So we was dealing with a lot of the same stuff. And then our wives, they the best of friends too, because they was dealing with the same stuff as well, like coming to a new city, trying to find daycares, trying to do all these different things. So they had each other
questioning if that was the right city?
No. Like for them, it was more of like figuring it out. Because when you go to a new city, bro, you starting all over again. Right. You know what I'm saying? So she had somebody else that was going through the same thing as her. You know what I mean? So they got to grow together in that space. And then for us to go from not even starting to, you know, Pro Bowls and being a part of the best defenses and all, like, we just grew together.
I say that y'all are so tight because, like, whenever we're watching Seattle play, wherever you see 56, you see 72,
that's my dog,
and vice versa. And even in the media rooms, the funniest interviews.
Oh yeah, we would do all kinds of craziness.
But one of the funniest things that happened, dog, was the whole kicker thing, dog.
Johnny Hecker, yeah.
From that play all the way through, walk me through that, man.
So first off, Mike B, like, even though I was older than him in football years, he's older than me in real life. You know what I'm saying? So Mike B has that big brother syndrome. So like that's my guy. But like he was ready to ride for me whenever. Like teammates and all. Like a teammate say something crazy, before I can even snap back, Mike B got his shirt off ready, like going at it, right? So Johnny Hecker, he was feeling himself that game. I don't know. We in a safe defense. So safe defense is you just make sure the punter kicks the ball off. The guy's gonna fair catch it. You jog off to the bench. You know what I'm saying? You just making sure the punter punts it. It's not a fake or something like that, right? So I do my job. He punts it. I turn my back and I'm trotting, light trot, nothing serious. I know ain't nobody behind me. You know what I'm saying? And out of nowhere, somebody hit me from behind. Bah, bah. Fell hard too. So I'm like, I know ain't nobody behind me, and I know the punter ain't crazy enough to do nothing like this. So I look up, it's the punter, hot, cause I know you ain't got that in you. Right. I know you ain't cut from that cloth. You know what I'm saying? You not cut from that cloth. So I get up and I kind of run at him a little bit. He flinched. You know what I'm saying? Oh no, the ref stopped us on that one. The ref stopped us because he seen it. He knew it was some BS, right? So we jog off to the sideline. The ref come holler at me. He's like, hey, you know, I could have flagged him for it. You know.
Oh, he come talk to you direct?
The ref came, because it was a TV timeout. So he came and hollered at me. You know, Mike B sitting right next to me. Mike B said, "What'd he do?"
Oh, he didn't even see it?
He ain't see it. He ain't see it. He was like, "Man, that's a messed up. Y'all would have called that on us." You know, spazzing. I'm like, it's cool, whatever. Next 3 and out, same thing, same safe defense or whatever. This time I'm like, oh, I'm about to see what he about.
Right.
So now he punts it and I just run at him. He sees me coming. He flinches.
Yeah.
Like just straight bitch up. You know what I'm saying? And then so you know he kind of whatever. Mike B see me do that. He come flying off the sideline.
I think Mike was gonna try to hit him.
No, Mike is about that business. Oh. He ain't tripping. He's not tripping. He run off the sideline, Buddy fall into a fetal position on the ground, like, no, my bad, man, my bad. He's like, I know his kids. Like, don't you ever do, like, spazzing on them. And so, dog, before we left the game, bro, it went viral. Like, it went crazy. Yeah. It went viral. But I ain't know how crazy it was. But then, you know, me and Johnny, he cool. He from Seattle too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he from Seattle. But we cool. He called me that Tuesday after the game. And was like, hey man, my bad. You know, I want to donate some money to your foundation just to clear it up. I was like, you know what, we good now. We good now.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Another crazy situation where Mike was. This is how I also knew y'all were so super close, bro. The Vegas thing, man.
Oh yeah.
Oh man,
that was crazy.
He called me.
Yeah,
I was
that's
like,
crazy.
I couldn't believe it.
I didn't believe it. I didn't believe. So yeah, so we it's preseason. We know we're not playing the last game, so we fly down to the fight, to the Floyd fight, Floyd and McGregor fight. You know what I'm saying? On some last minute stuff, or whatever. So we get down there. We took a PJ down there and from Oakland, and Mike B ain't got no ID on him.
Yeah.
So you know we taking a PJ, so they Googled him like, oh, okay, whatever. We get down there. He ain't got no ID to check into the hotel. Google him, cool. Let him in, get him a room, whatever, right? So whole time he ain't got no ID on him. So we, you know, we end up getting some tickets late or whatever. We end up going to the fight. Then we like, man, we seen Draymond and PG, Paul George, hollering at them, you know, at the fight or whatever. And then they was like, man, y'all going out? Mike B don't go out like that. Right. You know what I'm saying? He not a clubber like that. Like, bro, we in Vegas. We here for one night because we flying out the next morning. Right. Jump right back on the jet to get out. Like, man, let's step out for a second. You know what I'm saying?
I was excited when you were telling me that because PG called you Cliff.
Yeah, he called me. Yeah.
I'm like,
I ain't gonna front. That was kind of cool because we ain't had no relationship like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then Draymond, he know me through Frank Clark because they went to school together. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So. We leaving the fight, like, hey man, just come through, man. We got a table at said place. We was like, we ain't got no table. He's like, man, come on, y'all good. Come with us or whatever. You know what I'm saying? All right, cool. Take their number down, whatever. So we heading to Dre's or whatever. Go to the club, bruh. And you know, we getting in line or whatever. We like, man, we ain't got no table. Draymond and them said they was pulling up, but they wasn't there, so we was walking out. But when I remember when we walking into the casino, I remember Mike B like, damn, my phone just died. His phone was always dead. And like, damn, my phone just died. So he put his phone in his pocket or whatever, and it'll come back around why I said that. Right. So we walking back. We about to walk back out, and Draymond's like, man, where y'all going? Like, come on, bro. So we go get in line, dumb line, like, but you know, VIP or whatever. Right. Mind you, he ain't got no ID. So I'm like, we in line. Diddy, Chris Brown, I mean, everybody up there. They just carted Diddy, bro. They just carted Chris Brown. They just caught Jamie Foxx, bro. You ain't got no ID, bro. Like,
I know you.
We know who they are.
I know you A-list.
Yeah, I know. Cause we walk on the red carpet. We walk on the red carpet to go into the fight. People coming up to him like, hey, bro, because, you know, he was protesting at the time and stuff, right? Hey, Mike, Jamie Foxx doing selfies and all this. So I'm like, oh, you official. But these people don't care about none of that. They just carded all them boys we was talking about earlier, right? So so we get the GM or whatever. It's like, hey, man, he ain't got no card. Draymond called him or somebody called him like, hey, he ain't got no credit or he ain't got no ID. You know what I mean? What can we do or whatever? He's like, all right, come with me. So this is when me and him get separated. So it's crowded in there, right? And you know, we got a little security, whatever. It's crowded in there. Then a fight break out. Some girls start fighting, like probably like 10 feet away from us. They going at it. Then somebody out the crowd say, he got a gun. Now everybody hit the floor. Well, everybody starts scattering, actually. Everybody starts scattering. A couple people hit the floor or whatever. Bro, I kid you not, within probably like 45 seconds, it felt like SWAT ran up in there. So to me, I'm thinking about Vegas. I'm thinking about all the guys that done took an L in Vegas. I'm like, oh, this is a setup. Like, ain't no way police supposed to be here that fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they run up. I'm talking about SWAT, like swatted up, ARs, everything, right? Masked up and everything. So I'm like, oh my goodness. So, you know, people running and whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I fall to the floor and I see Mike out of the corner of my eye behind like a slot machine or whatever. Then I look back and I see Draymond and all them boys. Then I look back to see where Mike at. He gone. Like I don't know if he took off running, whatever. So they, I guess, we get separated. I'm looking for him, calling him, phone dead, right? I'm blowing him up, like, bro, where you at? You good? You know what I mean? Making sure, because, I mean, it was so many damn police out there, right? Phone dead, right? He called, after I done walked around for about an hour, trying to, like, just see if I bump into him or whatever, you know what I'm saying? He called me probably like an hour and a half later, like, bro, you won't even believe what happened. I'm like, what you talking about, man? He's like, bro, like, come to the room. I'm like, bro, like, you straight? Like, what's the word? He's like, man, I just got into it with the police. Man, stop playing, bro. Stop playing, because, again, he's protesting about the. So I'm like, bro, relax. I don't take him serious. So when I get back to the hotel, I go to the casino. I'm trying to play some blackjack because I ain't get the club. So I'm like, I gotta go something. You know what I'm saying? He hit me up like, bro, where you at? I'm like, I was just about to sit down. What's up? He's like, man, come up here, like, for real. Like, bro, I walk up to the boy room, bro. He opened the door, shirt ripped up, knuckles bleeding, chain broke. I'm like, oh, they really messed you up.
They get your ass.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, they really get. And he was like, bro, like, for real. So we kind of talked through it. Like, he was distraught. He's like, bro, they pulled a pistol out on me. He had a pistol to the back of his head and everything. But like, me knowing Mike, he exaggerates a lot too. So I'm like, okay, maybe they didn't pull the pistol, put it to the back of your head. They probably did pull the pistol out, you know what I'm saying? But he was so distraught. I'm like, this is crazy. So he's like, man, I'm about to put a statement out on Instagram. Woo. I'm like, no, chill out. You mad right now, chill out, bro. Because first off, you don't want your wife to find out this is what happened via Instagram without you even calling her or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, get your bearings. We talked to Marshawn. We sat there and talked for like 3 or 4 hours. Marshawn and a couple other folks or whatever, right? Then the videos come out.
On TMZ and all that stuff.
Bruh, police, shut the fuck up. Pistol to the back of his head. So my guy, me knowing Mike B, like, he can go 0 to 100 real quick, but he had just ate an edible. So he was chill. And I'm like, and he was like I could tell that wasn't, like, if it was a normal situation, like, he probably would have spazzed out and probably would have got shot, to be honest with you.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? So thank God, you know, it played out the way it played out, unfortunately, but it played out the way it played out. But yeah, dog, we've been through it, dog. Like, I ain't never seen him so spooked. But dog, to have a gun, like, felt it to the back of his head, bro. And then this is how he get out of the situation. They done threw him into a car, you know, talking about something. He was running. He looked like the suspect, whatever he looked like. Looked like the suspect. And then one of, like, the sergeants or somebody walked by. Mind you, he ain't got no ID.
Oh, so he was telling them I don't got no ID.
But you know, when they arrest you, they looking for ID. You know what I'm saying? And one of, like, the sergeant or somebody walked by, is like, that's Mr. Bennett. Let him go. And that's how he got out of the situation. But he would have been all kinds of messed up if he would have went down to that station. You know what I'm saying?
So it was a cop that walked by and said that's Michael Bennett?
Just a random cop that walked by and was like, that's Michael Bennett or whatever, and let him go. But like, he was, But this is after they done stole off on him and beat him up and everything and threw him into the car. So yeah, my dog, like I done been through some real life stuff with that boy, man.
Man, that's crazy, bro. Golly.
That was a long story, but yeah, that was a crazy night for real.
Bro.
It went from being VIP to damn, they almost knocked my dog off, bro. It's crazy.
That's unfortunate. It's crazy. Like just that happens a lot, more than we know. Just the cameras just happen to be catching stuff. It's amazing. I was looking at the footage of Rodney King the other day. It's amazing that somebody just happened to have that.
But it's also sad that happened back in 91, 92. We're in 2020. We're 2020 right now. Ain't nothing changed. They still knocking people off with their cameras. You can see it with their cameras.
Getting let go.
And still, you know what I'm saying? And I got my security guy back in Seattle. He's a police officer. You know what I'm saying? So I'm far from thinking all of them are bad or we don't need police. In the same breath, like I look at it like this, man. Football tells you everything, like teaches you everything about life. Like if I jump off sides, Mike B gonna hold me accountable. You know what I'm saying? Like if I jump off sides twice, Mike B might even tell me to go sit my ass down. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. But that's just him holding me accountable, and that's why I respect him, right? Same thing with him, or same thing with Sherm or whoever, right? So I say that to say, like with police officers, at some point, somebody got to hold them accountable, like within their own, like with you know what I'm saying, with people underneath the shit, because it don't matter if we hold them accountable, like. What does that mean? You know what I'm saying? Right. So I think it's on them collectively as a union, as a force, as a whatever that structure needs to be rebuilt. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I think that's the problem is like everybody rides for one another. You know what I'm saying? But what about the accountability piece? Because now all y'all getting the backlash. Now people don't fool with none, even the good ones. Like people don't fool with y'all because y'all not holding each other accountable. You know what I'm saying? And that's a problem.
Yeah, we speak on like accountability. Like I said, whenever I first started this, like my financial aid advisor, our relationship, like if I owe this nigga $20, I gotta get.
Don't short me neither. I ain't taking $19.50. I ain't taking $19.75. I need all $20.
And I guess that's what has been able for us to maintain the relationship that we've always had. Like we've only been in like maybe at the most 2 major fights, maybe at the most.
Maybe 3.
You know what I'm saying? But we just haven't been. It's crazy.
Over what? 30 years? 32 years?
Yeah,
33
you know what
years?
I'm saying? So that's crazy.
That is crazy.
Bro, what we gonna do about these houses in Haiti? COVID really messed everything up.
Yeah, man. I actually just talked to some of our partners that are out there for the school, because I wanted to make sure the school and the kids were straight. You know what I'm saying? But they said they back up and running. Haiti's one of them countries like some of them folks don't believe in COVID. You know what I'm saying? So they still going back to school. But I don't think it's they don't believe in COVID. I just think they don't have enough of the knowledge, the information,
the info. Yeah.
But they back at school. The kids are doing fine. They still doing their thing. So I'm happy that the school is back up and running.
What's the plan as far as for the school moving forward, or what's the next thing that you plan on doing with Foundation Haiti?
Well, we want to keep it sustainable, right? We want to make sure that the community can sustain, because we built a garden around the school that can feed the kids and feed the community. So we want to make sure that that's sustainable, and then we kind of let it go and do its own thing once the community gets behind it. But I'm always trying to find different ways of giving back to Haiti. There's a Boys and Girls Club, where the kids that come in and do the football camp. Yeah, I want to get more involved with them because that's the poorest city in Haiti. And a lot of people actually are afraid to go there, like because they all the way about that business. You know what I'm saying? So, but I want to do something in there as far as for giving back and maybe even build like a Boys and Girls Club there.
What's your relationship with Cap? You still got a relationship with him?
Cap? I ain't talked to Cap in a hot little minute, bro. When the last time? It's been probably a year or so since I talked to him. But we all had a relationship with Cap from the standpoint of like, I was the old head, so it was more of like, what's the game? Like, what else do you want to do with this? Like, what are we trying to do? What's the message? Because the message can get lost if you allow the media to dictate it. So that's why you got to get in front of it. So we got to have a game plan. And I think that's the problem with us as a community in general is we're quick to react without having a game plan. And I know if you go into a football game without a game plan, you ain't giving yourself a chance to win. You know what I'm saying? Like it just is what it is. So, but I haven't talked to Cap in a minute. But he's doing his thing. I mean, he's making change, man. I can appreciate a guy that believes in something and falls on his sword and loses his whole career. Like, you have to respect that. Man. You know what I mean? You have to respect, because not too many people are willing to be that selfless. And now everybody wants to kneel. Oh my gosh, I'm all for it.
They all kneeled in the Super Bowl, right?
I don't know if they did. I don't know what they did, but even quarterbacks, oh yeah, I'm gonna kneel, I'm gonna stand with my brothers. Like, where was y'all at 4 years when Cap was talking about doing this? Now this man can't even get a job, but you know, it's part of the journey.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. And another thing we was talking about recently is like I was watching, I think it was Drake, when Drake surprises people in the concerts.
Yeah.
Like I can't imagine being Drake or Travis Scott in a concert where all those people are just, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. And like whenever he comes out and surprises them, it's crazy. And it made me think about like whenever a game is going on, right before the game, when they call your name to go through that tunnel.
Ain't nothing like it.
Man,
ain't nothing like it.
So I say this, and you've had the luxury of playing in 5 Thanksgiving games?
Yeah, 6. I played one in Seattle too.
Oh, dang, so 6 Thanksgiving. So what was like more exhilarating, like a Monday nighter in Seattle coming through that tunnel? Take a count. That Monday night, that you already know, Monday night Seattle. Or Thanksgiving, did you play Thanksgiving night before, if I remember?
The one in Seattle was night. All the other ones.
Well, I'm trying to dictate, like pick a big Detroit game and a big Seattle. But ain't nothing.
First off, ain't nothing touching Seattle.
Yeah.
Not even Detroit. Now, some of the Thanksgiving games used to be rocking. It used to get loud. Like when we were good, whatever year that was, we went 10-6. Like it used to get loud in there. But ain't nothing messing with them 12s, bro.
Yeah.
Them doggone fans in Seattle. But ain't nothing like. It's not too many feelings. Like it's not too many things that can give you that feeling of 80,000 people. Actually, you know what? I'll tell you what's close to it that I've recently gotten. It's probably the last time I'll ever feel that way. But like, ain't nothing like coming out on a night game. You hear because what you do, everybody walks in and they look at the board to see who's getting introduced.
What order?
Is it offense or defense? You already know what order, but is it offense or defense? And for them night games, you hoping, like, I hope it's a defense. And then you see that defense, and you already kind of know what order it is, but ain't nothing like walking out of there, bro, and they cheer your name, and they say your name from Purdue, you know, and you only hear it for about 5 seconds. After that, it goes quiet. Like, mentally, you don't even hear it no more.
That's crazy. No.
You be so in the zone, bro, you don't hear it. It's crazy.
What was your routine? Like, I remember seeing it from, like, my perspective.
That's which part, though?
Just game day.
Oh,
when
man.
you would come home. So I'm thinking of Seattle.
That's a night game. If I come home,
yeah,
that's a night
and then
game.
you leave at like 2 o'clock maybe. Yeah, when you're not staying at the hotel.
Yeah, that's a night game. So typically, bro, this is what I'm telling you. Like, athletes are creatures of habits, bro. To the point where I ate at the same time every Sunday, night game, or I had either a night game routine or a regular 1 o'clock game routine. But I ate at the same time, ate the same thing at the same time.
Oh, the same thing?
Same thing.
What was it?
I got dressed at the same time. What was it? I would have like this well, actually, when I stopped eating eggs, I would have just this scramble. It was a scramble with hash browns and stuff, and vegetable scramble with hash browns in it. But it depends on when, because if it's a night game, I'll eat real light, or I'll eat a big breakfast and eat a light lunch. Because the worst thing you can do is go into a football game talking about you full. Boy, you gonna go out there and feel like you about to throw up, boy. Oh my gosh. You be seeing people doing all kinds of stuff. Marshawn used to make sure he threw up before every game. If he didn't throw up, he wasn't going out there. He actually missed a start one time because he hadn't thrown up. Yeah, like it's real, bro. People got habits, and we're creatures of habits, bro. But yeah, eat the same thing, and then I leave for the game around the same time. But when I got to the stadium, everything was precise.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like as soon as I get in, get undressed. go make sure I get a Pedialyte, and then I go start getting stretched and worked on, whether it's my hips, whether it's my hamstrings, my arms, whatever it was, get all that stuff worked on, get my ankles worked on. Go out, get dressed for warm-ups, wore the same exact stuff for warm-ups, same routine for warm-ups, then go back inside, and it was a certain time. It had to be like 25 minutes before it's time for us to go out. That's when I start getting dressed. But you know, you gotta make sure you get that deuce in, because again, you can't go out there with a full stomach. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make sure you relieve yourself a little bit. And then it's go time after that. You know what I'm saying? Get taped up. Because once I got taped up, like, you could barely go use the bathroom, because my fingers, everything was taped up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, and then it was go time after that. But it was a real live routine. And like, if my wife and my kids wasn't on the sideline when I was warming up, I'd be hot at her, mad, like, man, you trying to make, I'd be ready to blame her for me having a bad game. You messed up my routine, bro. You know my kids got to be on the sideline when I'm warming up. Like, don't do that. You know what I'm saying?
That's always been a luxury. And what's been cool with you, bro, is although you played defensive line, like, you always had a swag, not like it's weird, but not like a big guy. You always had like a young, like, you always kind of hung out with like the finesse guys. And when I say that, like running backs, DBs, wide receivers, that was kind of like
my guys.
Yeah, outside of like
the boys are swagged out.
Right. So, and you build a relationship with Beast Mode. How did that come about?
Beast Mode hung out with D lineman. That's all because we had the same. He said because we had the same mentality. Like, it's like. Because you got to remember, D linemen are smaller than offensive linemen. So you got to come from a different perspective of like, man, I'm about to bang with this dude for 80 straight plays. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a mentality. And I can't say like my mentality and like Mike B's mentality are similar but different in the same time. Like Mike B was the type of person like he'll try to pull your heart out your chest type. You know what I'm saying? I just want to beat you to get to the quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm simple, but he really like, because it was the only place, like, think about it, it's the only place you can put your hands on somebody, get paid for it, and not go to jail as a black man. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, Marshawn was he just thought like D lineman, so we always used to kick it. And then, like, I was never starstruck by any of these guys, but in the same breath, it's like, man, that's Marshawn Lynch. Like, he's the truth, you know what I'm saying? Right. And he used to come over there and mess with us while we warming up. It's like when I first got to Seattle, he's like, oh, you actually kind of nice, huh? Just like joking around, like trying to break whatever. But he was always over there. He would work the drills with us. He would do hand drills with us and stuff. He just hung out with the D linemen. So me and him just got real close after that. More so on the business side of things, because Marshawn is a business,
you told me,
business savvy, bro. People, and that's why I tell people, like, you can't judge a book by its cover, because people will be ready to call him a thug and this, that, and the third. Marshawn got so many business ventures going on, bro. It's so impressive, dog.
Smart.
It's dope.
Smart, dude. It's up to the point where y'all even collaborated together.
We collabed on some shirts. I need to call him about my money too. Sean, hey, I need to call you about that bread, bro.
It's so much to the point where even like, I remember a few years ago when he retired, you were in season, but we had to go to Haiti.
And he went for me.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
See, I was there
Sean,
with him.
Sean is the one. He's the reason why I started building a school in Haiti.
Yeah.
He put me in contact. So he hit me up. He was like, bro, he was building something in Africa, and he's like, I'm doing some stuff in Africa, bro. These people say they work in Haiti too. Like, just holler at them. And then when I met with the lady, it was like right before a walkthrough. Met with her, chopped it up with her. It was like, oh shoot. We start getting numbers on how much it costs to build a school or whatever. And Marshawn walked by. He was like, I'll put in on the classroom too.
You just walking by on the strip. Hey, I'll put it on the classroom.
I'll put it on the class. Yeah, I'll put it on the class. If you serious, bro, I'll put it on the classroom too. And he went to Haiti. He went to every Haiti trip with us. He went without me one time while I was in season.
I was there with him.
Yeah, y'all went down there. So Sean just good peoples, man. Like, just all around, just a great dude, man.
Solid
Get
dude.
back to a city, smart. He ain't one of them guys that's trying to hold all the information to himself. Like, he try to put everybody on. Like, that's his whole thing, is he try to put everybody on too.
And like, we've been talking football for a long time, and you always said that you don't want your legacy to be known. You don't want to be known as a football player.
Nah.
Now, post-football, you got all kind of other different things going on. And at night, whenever you talk about some of your ventures, like, it's almost like you got we call it three-piece, like 3 sacks. The way you talk about like your ventures now. Like, I could hear the happiness and all of that. So Is it because also you said because you're competitive? Is that why you like it so much, or?
So you talking about real estate in particular, right? So like I think I found my passion in something that like something similar to how I had passion for football, and it's really one because I'm competing with myself. Like I don't want to be remembered as just a football player, and I'm talking about my foundation work. I'm talking about this real estate stuff. Like I want to be all around just a good human being, but that was great at multiple things. You know what I'm saying? Like what I've learned from football and playing 10 seasons is, one, you beat all the odds. Like the odds of getting out of Clay County, the odds of getting a degree from Purdue, the odds of playing on a team after going 0-16, because a lot of guys was out of the league the following year, the odds of playing longer than 3 years, right? And to me, that gives me confidence in understanding that I can go in any space and I'm honestly dominate. Like CEOs from Fortune 500 companies bring NFL players in or champions in to talk about what it takes to be a champion. You're running a whole corporation and you want my information. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how valuable it is. But we don't look at it like that sometimes as athletes. We just think, oh, we're playing football. But no, you did something spectacular, bro. You did something that less than 1% of people can do. You know what I'm saying? And one of the most cutthroat businesses in America. You know what I'm saying? So like that gives me confidence in understanding that like this real estate thing, like I really think I can do it. And I really like and my wife is like, dog, you have an obsession problem. Like when I like say I want to do something, I get obsessed with it. I'm obsessed. Dog, I can spend before I actually got into real estate, like really I can spend 5 hours easily on the internet just looking at properties.
Looking for properties.
Just looking at them. Like this is before I even started like saying I'm gonna start developing and stuff. Like just looking at them. Like, but that's the same thing I did when I played football, bro. I was invested like that. Like I'm watching film, bro. I'm taking care of my body. I'm in the cold tub. I watched so much film of Julius Peppers and John Abraham, bro. I probably seen every one of their snap counts. And them boys played 15 years.
For real?
When I tell you, like people just see the finished product on Sundays.
Yeah, they see
they don't
grind,
see that.
but
They don't see that, bro.
So
So me knowing what that like, that's where I'm at with real estate, bro. I really enjoy looking at it and doing, and obviously I want to make money too. You know what I'm saying?
What has 2020 taught you, bro? Because I say if 2020 ain't bringing out you,
it ain't in you. It ain't. And that's exactly what it is. If 2020 didn't make you a hustler, you just not a hustler, and that's perfectly fine. Everybody can't be CEO.
It's true.
You need workers. That's perfectly fine. But 2020 for me, it was my opportunity to jump off the porch and really get into real estate. Because I've been talking about it. I've been doing it since I've been playing. But like, it was my opportunity to be like, you know what? It's time to like shut up and let's go. You know what I'm saying? It was my time to like dive deep into it. Hell, all I listen to is real estate podcasts. All I read is real estate books.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, let's go ahead and make this happen. So like that's what and now full head is 2021. I'm on their head. I'm on their head.
That's what's up, bro. Man, we can keep going and going, but like I said, we have so many stories, and you're gonna have to come back. I want to keep it like this because we haven't talked about music, our childhood growing up, shoes, fashion.
We should dive into the childhood, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna dive into all of that. But dog, I appreciate you for coming through. Let me line you up.
Nah, yeah.
And,
I'm one haircut away from having to go bald. So the fact that I let you do it, hey, you my guy.
Man, again, and I'm gonna be right there by your side with every right or wrong move.
That's for sure. It might be. I don't care if I'm wrong, but y'all gonna ride. And you know what? Like I keep saying, I keep relating football to life because in our reality, like that, football can teach you everything about life, even when it comes down to relationships, right? Like you gotta have a team of people that just genuinely fool with you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That believe in you. And it's no different with football. Like if it ain't your mom and the wife, like you gotta have a support system. And that's what you guys are for me, though. Like y'all my guys. Y'all whether it's whatever it is, I know I can come to y'all and holler at y'all and y'all gonna keep it 100 with me. Cause that's the problem. Like it ain't enough real friends to tell you what's really going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you need to know men.
You got, cause bro, you need. Hey, bro, that is not a good look. Bro. That is not. You shouldn't be doing. That's not a good look, bro. You sure you want to do that, bro?
Right.
When you got other guys like, yeah, let's jump
it.
off the building,
Yeah.
bro. Like what?
Yeah, I remember there's a story. We were in the club one time here in Jacksonville. It was like 1:40 in the morning. You know, clubs here close at 2. We're like, bro, should I get a couple more bottles? Nigga, no! What?
That's that drunk talk too. Cause Lord knows at 1:40, I'm ready to go to the crib.
Man. Definitely.
That's that drunk talk. But yeah, nah, man, I appreciate you. Hey, but hey, another thing too before we get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm proud of you because of what you're doing. And I'm talking about the podcast, I'm talking about being a barber, I'm talking about being a dad. I know there's so much pressure, like from you just being my ace. Like everybody expects you to have money. Everybody expects you to be doing, like everybody expect me to be have you up in a penthouse somewhere or something like crazy. Like so I know the pressures that come with being my dog. But like for you to like jump off the porch and be like, you know what? I want to start my own podcast, or I want to be a barber, or I want to like whatever it is that, because over the last few years, you start your own foundation, all these different things, bro. So like, I want to just congratulate you and like tell you like I really do believe, and I told you this numerous times, like I really do believe, like if you put in the work, it will pay off. It might not pay off when you want it to pay off,
Right.
but it will pay off. Cause dog, people like, and one more thing, like people think with NFL players, right? Oh my gosh, they make all this money, right? And I say everything is the long game. Real estate's the long game. Podcasting might be the long game. It might not happen year 1 or 2. It might happen year 5. Cause think about it, bro. People play football from the age of freaking 7 and wait till they 20, 21, 22 to actually make it to the league, but really don't make no real money till you 25.
Right.
So you've been playing football for 20 years, bruh.
That's a long game, bro.
It's the long game. But like people just think of the now and they ain't thinking about how long it actually took you to get to that spot where you actually can make some real money. You know what I'm saying? And I hear CEOs talk about this for their companies and different things like that. So like people want the instant gratification and it's not like that. It doesn't work like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you this, like stay the course, bro. Like even if it's not going how you want it to go at the moment, or it's not paying how you like, everything happens for a reason. It's gonna happen when it needs to happen. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
just stay the course. But congratulations to the podcast. Congratulations to everything you're doing, bro. I'm proud of you because it takes a lot to not just be somebody that just wants to collect a check from their big homie or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you, dog. I appreciate it, man. Like, you know, like you said, it's about having a team.
Got to.
And you know, I know you got my back. So even if I do fall in the hole.
I'm gonna let you fall though. I might throw the ladder out there and get you in a little bit, but that's part of the experience though. Like people, like again, everybody wants instant gratification. Like you gonna take lumps, and honestly, when you get to the top, it's not even about being on the top. It's the progression to getting there that you actually appreciate the most.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have ups and downs. You're gonna get knocked down. It's been a couple times where I'm like, man, this football thing might not be for me. But
Right.
I stayed the course. You know what I'm saying? It was hard, but I stayed the course. So that's how I approach life, bro. It's gonna be ups and downs, but you got if you continue to keep fighting, keep swinging, bro. I promise you, it's gonna play itself out.
There's no better way to wrap up nothing but the E-thing. Of course, to wrap it up with my big bro, man. Appreciate it, dog.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Cool.